The Sentence Volume 2, starting from the beginning. This is the second in a series of short instructional videos about the sentence. If you have not had an opportunity to watch Volume 1, I strongly encourage you to check it out. The sequel just isn't the same unless you've seen the original. In this video, we will talk about subjects and predicates. After watching, you will be able to identify simple and complete subjects, simple and complete predicates, compound subjects, and compound verbs, or compound predicates. Let's get it going. Quick reminder, a sentence is a word group that contains a subject and a verb that expresses a complete thought. It needs all three of those things to be a sentence. And now every sentence consists of two basic parts, subjects and predicates. Let's start with subjects. The subject tells whom or what the sentence is about. Here's some examples. In each sentence, the subject is going to be in bold. Mr. Whitley found a beautiful lamp at Savers. Mr. Whitley is what this sentence is about. The kitten with the white paws was delicious. This sentence is about a delicious kitten with white paws. Where is your body, Uncle Jeff? This sentence is about your body, referring to Uncle Jeff's body. How tired of doing TDQs we are. This sentence is about we. Here's a hint, you guys. If you want to find the subject, ask who or what is doing something or about whom or what something is being said. If you can figure that out, you've found the subject of your sentence. Now, the subject is divided into two parts. The first part is the complete subject. This consists of all the words that tell whom or what the sentence is about. Now, the other part, and this is within the complete subject, is the simple subject. The simple subject is just the main word or word group that tells what the sentence is about. Now that sounds confusing, but once you see the examples, you'll see it's very simple. So we're going to have our complete subjects in bold on top, and we're going to use the exact same sentence on the bottom, but we're only going to put the simple subject in bold. So let's get started. The dangerous trip across the courtyard ended in a fight. The complete subject of this sentence is the dangerous trip across the courtyard. That's what this sentence is about. But to be more specific, the simple subject of this sentence, the word or word group that it's really just about, is trip. The dangerous describes the trip, and across the courtyard also describes the trip, telling where it took place. Let's look at another example. Tapping his foot over and over was a bored student. The complete subject is a bored student. And notice that the subject is at the end of a sentence. Normally, we would expect to find that at the beginning of the sentence, but we need to be careful that we don't fall into a trap of looking for normal all the time. By using things like questions, we can figure out exactly what we want to know. Who or what is this sentence about? Is it about his foot? No, it's about the bored student. Now, what do you think is the simple subject within the complete subject? That's right, it's student. You're doing really well. Let's try another example. Several of the teachers were arrested during winter break. The complete subject here is several of the teachers. That's what this sentence is about. Now, this one could be tricky. What do you think is the simple subject of this sentence? If you said teachers, that's incorrect. The simple subject is several. Now, the word several is referring to teachers, but it's saying just a few of them, not all of them, were arrested. Here's a trick. You will never find the simple subject of a sentence within a prepositional phrase. Of the teachers is a prepositional phrase. So our subject is several. Let's recap. The complete subject consists of all the words that tell whom or what the sentence is about. The simple subject is just the main word or word group that tells what the sentence is about. So the complete subject contains the simple subject, and that makes up one part of the sentence. The other part of every sentence is made up with the predicate, and that is the part of a sentence that tells us something about the subject. And just like the complete and simple subject, there's a complete and simple predicate. The complete predicate consists of a verb and all the words that describe the verb and complete its meaning. The simple predicate or verb is the main word or word group that tells something about the subject. Let's look at some examples. We're going to use the exact same sentences we used before, and I'm going to keep the subjects in bold. But this time I'm going to underline the complete predicate on top, and I'm going to underline the simple predicate on bottom. The dangerous trip across the courtyard ended in a fight. Notice the entire sentence is dedicated to one part or another. The first half is the complete subject, and the last half of the sentence is the complete predicate, ended in a fight. Now, what do you think is going to be the simple predicate of this sentence? That's right, it's ended. In a fight is a prepositional phrase modifying our verb or our simple predicate. Remember, those words are interchangeable. Let's look at another example. Tapping his foot over and over was a bored student. That's our complete predicate. Tapping his foot over and over was. That means our simple predicate is, you guessed it, was. That links a bored student to the action of tapping his foot over and over. Let's look at one more example. Remember those bad teachers who got arrested? Let's look at them. Several of the teachers were arrested during winter break. Several of the teachers is the complete subject. Were arrested during winter break is the complete predicate. You could draw a line right between teachers and were. Our simple predicate is going to be, you guessed it, were arrested. Remember, the simple predicate can be a single word or a word group. Let's recap. The complete predicate consists of a verb and all the words that describe the verb and complete its meaning, and the simple predicate, which is a part of the complete predicate or verb, is the main word or word group that tells something about the subject. Here's a hint for you guys. The words not, or the contraction nt, and never, which are frequently used with verbs, are not part of a verb phrase, or they are not part of a simple predicate. They are both adverbs. Here's some examples. She did not believe me. I wouldn't lie. She will never listen. Did believe is our simple predicate. Not is an adverb that's brought himself right into the middle of that situation. Would and lie, that is our simple predicate. The contraction nt has inserted himself into that situation to make it negative. She will never listen. Will and listen, that is our simple predicate. Never, the adverb, has inserted itself into this situation to make it negative. Now we're going to talk about compound subjects and compound predicates. A compound subject consists of two or more connected subjects that share or have the same verb. These are usually connected by the words and or. Let's look at some examples. Jaden and Scotty cannot sleep without a bedtime story. Jaden and Scotty, that's a compound subject. They share sleep as their problem or their predicate. Either Shelby or Philip will get grounded for not doing their work. Shelby and the word Philip, that is our compound subject. And they will get grounded for not doing their work. Among the costumes found in Diamond's closet were a mermaid, a clown, and a banana. These are the compound subject, and they share the predicate were. Now, a compound predicate consists of two or more verbs that have the same subject. These are connected by and, but, and or. The eighth grader barked and growled at the sub. Barked and growled is a compound predicate. Those are both actions the eighth grader took. The teacher was fired, but later was given back his job. Was fired and was given are a compound predicate. Both actions are shared with the subject, the teacher. Some students sleep, talk, and whine in class every day. Sleep, talk, and whine are the compound predicate shared by the subject, some students. Both the subject and the verb of a sentence may be compound. In these sentences, each subject goes with each verb. For example, the teacher and the students ran outside and waited for the firefighters to put out the bathroom fire. Teacher ran and waited. Also, students ran and waited. So what we have here is a compound subject and a compound predicate. Now, just because there are two subjects and two verbs doesn't mean that they are compound, because there are going to be times when you have one sentence with multiple subjects and multiple verbs in it. For example, Mr. Whitley got in a fight and he lost. Mr. Whitley and he are not a compound subject. Got and lost are not a compound predicate. These are two separate clauses. Let's recap everything we've gone over in this video. A sentence is a complete thought with a subject and predicate. Subjects are the what of the sentence. Predicates tell us about the subject. Compound subjects share the predicate or predicates, and compound predicates share the subject or subjects. Why do we need to review all this? Well, the topics we're covering are foundational, and they are the kinds of things we really need to know. When we look at the data from the ACT Aspire test, we see that there are some root issues that we need to work on. So by starting at the beginning and moving quickly through the basic stuff, we can get ourselves where we want to be, and we'll know that we know everything we're supposed to know 100%.